Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video is a bit different than what you're used to on this channel. I'm trying something new, so please let me know down in the comments below if you like it. Today's video is inspired by one of the spooky Super Drop releases. Leading today's deck is Nekusar the Mindrazer. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Nekusar the Mindrazer is a 5-mana 2/4 legendary zombie wizard. He makes it so that each player draws an additional card on their draw step. However, he also says that whenever an opponent draws a card, Nekusar deals 1 damage to that player. Nekusar is one of the original boogeymen of Commander. For a long time, he was considered to be one of the scary ones. Now, we've featured decks led by him on this channel before. We had a budget deck a few years ago that has still managed to stay under $100 thanks to reprints and the like. We had a prison video that is one of the more popular videos on this channel. My viewers seem to like the vicious decks. But we've never made a bracket 4 version with wheels, which is what we have today. Now, quick note. In my opinion, there are 2 popular ways to build Nekusar. Well, 3, but we'll get into it. The first one is as a wheel commander. You cast wheel spells, make everyone draw cards, kill the table with big bursts of damage. The other way, and this is the route my budget deck took, is via Howling Mine effects. This version of the deck practically becomes a group hug deck if you never cast Nekusar. This is a perfectly valid way to build this commander. The third way is a mix of the 2. Personally, I think this way is great if you're just starting out with Nekusar and aren't sure which way you want to take the deck. Now, this version will be a wheel commander. That means we will be including Wheel of Fortune. Yes, the original. Several of us have a copy, and we picked it up before the price jumped to $300. Just because someone has a $300 card doesn't mean they spent $300 on it. All told, the budget for this deck comes in at about $1,300. To many of you, that is mind-boggling. How could you spend that much money on a single deck? You shouldn't. What you should do is build a proxy version of a deck like this, or start with a budget build. Then play the deck. Several times. Play against numerous opponents. Once you've decided that this is a deck you love, then you can start investing in it. This deck list is for people who looked at the Iron Maiden's Secret Lair and decided, yeah, I want that for my Nekusar deck. But even if the deck is out of your budget, stick around and watch the video. I want to know your opinion on the new formatting. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is made famous by their boulders. Solid, reliable, and affordable deck boxes. Boulders are now available in solid colors, like this beautiful white one seen here. Find it if your local game store carries the new Ultimate Guard solid color boulders, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm currently streaming over on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Command Tower and Exotic Orchard. Both cards you see a lot of in Commander. They are budget-friendly, come into play untapped, and provide us with all the colors we need. Next up, we've got Polluted Delta, Bloodstained Mire, Scalding Tarn, Flooded Strand, Verdant Catacombs, and Arid Mesa. These are referred to as fetch lands by the community and are generally the best lands in any multicolored deck. Additionally, because I get this question a lot, fetch lands don't have a color identity. So a card like Arid Mesa can be put in any commander deck you want. Of course, it would be pretty silly to put it in a deck that didn't have red or white in it, but I digress. Fetch lands can be used to find all sorts of lands, but especially cards like Xander's Lounge, known as a Triome, Watery Grave, Blood Crypt, and Steam Vents, which are known as shock lands. This is because we can deal 2 damage, the same damage as the shock spell, to ourselves to have them come into play untapped. Fetch lands can also be used to find Undercity Sewers, Raucous Theater, and Thundering Falls, also known as Surveil lands because they surveil when they enter the battlefield. Now, the next Terra lands I want to cover are Bond lands, named because they first appeared in Battle Bond. These include Morphic Pool, Luxury Suite, and Training Center. These lands were specifically designed for multiplayer formats like Commander, and we love them. Next up, we have lands that come into play untapped under certain conditions, namely Shipwreck Marsh, Haunted Ridge, Storm-Carved Coast, Drowned Catacomb, Dragon Skull Summit, and Sulphur Falls. These lands are great, and the latter 3 are fairly budget, so you'll see me use them a lot in budget videos. Our one utility land is Bojuka Bog because there's always at least one person at the table with a Sun Titan or a Kess who's trying to use their graveyard like a second hand. Finally, some basics. 3 islands, 3 swamps, and 3 mountains. Remember, we're a bracket 4 deck, so mass land denial is legal. Expect blood moons and back to basics at this level of play, so you want at least a few basics in your deck. Our mana ramp consists of Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence, Talisman of Creativity, Dimir Signet, Rakdos Signet, Izzet Signet, Mind Stone, and Chromatic Lantern for mana rocks. Yes, these are staples, and they are mostly budget, which isn't because they're good, it's because they've gotten a lot of reprints. Next up, we've got Black Market Connections, which can be used to make blockers, but we'll probably be using it to make treasures and draw cards. Not that we'll have a problem drawing cards in this deck. Finally, some land ramp in Wayfarer's Bauble and Solemn Simulacrum, both staples that see a lot of use outside of green decks. For card advantage, we're mostly running wheel effects such as Windfall, Jace's Archivist, Magus of the Wheel, Wheel of Misfortune, Whispering Madness, Dark Deal, Wheel of Fortune, Echo of Eons, Winds of Change, and Memory Jar. Yes, calling Memory Jar as a wheel is a bit of a stretch, but it's sort of a wheel, right? For tutors, we've got Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, and Mystical Tutor. Now, some people have argued that tutors are not card advantage, but I disagree. Sure, we're not up on card count, but we're finding the exact card we need to either win the game or stop someone else from winning. For interaction, we've got a counter magic package in Commit Memory, Arcane Denial, Fierce Guardianship, Force of Will, Narset's Reversal, Force of Negation, Deflecting Swat, Counterspell, Negate, and an Offer You Can't Refuse. Counterspells are important at this level of play. Lots of combos that need to be shut down. We've also got some spot removal in Bedevil, Terminate, Chaos Warp, Withering Torment, and Abrade. Yes, we do have more counterspells than we have spot removal, but that's fairly common in bracket 4 decks. We've also got a nasty stacks piece in Ashiok Dreamrender. Shutting down players from searching their libraries is just fun. Our board wipes consist of Villainous Wrath, Toxic Deluge, Cyclonic Rift, Delayed Blast Fireball, and Aetherize. Some bounce effects, but also some traditional wipes. Having the ability to reset the board if we have an unfavorable board state is important in all decks. The core of our deck consists of Underworld Dreams, Fate Unraveler, Razorkin Needlehead, Shieldred the Apocalypse, Orcish Bowmasters, and Phyrexian Tyranny. All of these add to our core plan of killing our opponents by damaging them whenever they draw cards. We've also got some forced draw effects in Wheel and Deal, Forced Fruition, and Teferi's Puzzle Box. These aren't card advantage for us, so I put them in this category. We've also got some punishment for discarding in the form of Waste Not, Megrim, and Turgrid, God of Fright. I know, we're mean. And to close out our games quicker, we've got Tainted Strike and Grafted Exoskeleton. Oh, you thought I was mean before? Supporting our plan, we've got Mindcrank to make our opponents cry, Iron Maiden for some additional damage, and Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots to help protect our commander. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 47 mana sources split between 34 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. A little light, but we have a ton of card advantage in this deck, so it's fine. 15 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 16 pieces of interaction. 5 board wipes. 4 pieces of graveyard hate in Ashiok Dreamrender, Commit Memory, Echo of Eons, and Bojuka Bog. 1 Sudden I Win card in Tainted Strike. Tainted Strike is an instant, which means if our commander is on board when we cast a Windfall and force everyone to draw at least 10 cards, we can respond to the Windfall with a Tainted Strike and kill the table. Or if we have the mana, we can just cast Echo of Eons twice in the same turn. Do you have a Nekusar deck? What direction did you take the deck in? Are you picking up the Iron Maiden Secret Lair? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits at gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Drya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgi, Congo, Robert Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard Sint, Boomy, Oscar, Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Yori, Sleech, and Zach. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.